When you tell people that you're going to start a paranormal investigation team, you get a lot of mixed responses. A lot of people are really interested and they want to hear all about it. And everyone else is very hesitant and they tell you that you shouldn't do it. My name is Jesus. I am the co-founder of Nightmare Hour and the lead investigator. It was started at a pretty young age. I mean, you watch the shows and all the YouTube videos and you hear the stories about your parents and your grandparents living on the ranch and rancho. You know, especially with our culture, you hear stories about duendes, gnomes, lechuzas, which are thought to be witches. I mean, it's hard not to get into it. And I had a personal experience that only solidified my belief in the paranormal. And it wasn't until, recently that I knew it was time to do something.
My name is Violet. I am the co-founder of Nightmare Hour. I am also a paranormal investigator. I've always been interested in the paranormal and things like that. You watch the shows, you watch the stuff online, and so it was very exciting. So I, of course, wanted to go for it and try it out. And as someone that's not really had paranormal experiences happen to them, like personally, I've only overheard stuff from like family or friends or anything like that. Nothing's ever personally happened to me. So going into it, it's a little scary, but exciting at the same time.
For me personally, I think it's something worth researching. I mean, 100 years ago, nobody believed in psychology. And now, everybody has gone to a therapist or, talks about mental health. Paranormal research is a pseudoscience, but I think in order for it to advance, people need to put in the work. And that's what I want to do. That's what we want to do at Nightmare Hours, just help forward the research. We're based out of Laredo, Texas for now, but I think we're definitely going to expand into the rest of the state of Texas, maybe the rest of the US, hopefully go internationally, because, this isn't an isolated incident. I think every single culture has some sort of history, some sort of background with the paranormal, and it all deserves to be researched. It all needs to be researched for this to be, a true paranormal investigation team. When you tell people that you're going to start a paranormal investigation team, you get a lot of mixed responses. A lot of people are really interested and they want to hear all about it. And everyone else is very hesitant and they tell you that you shouldn't do it. But I knew from the very beginning that we had to do it. And it was something that not only opens up the door to information and history of the city or the place that you're investigating, it can also help people when these things affect a family or a place or a person negatively. You can help them. You can put them in contact with the proper authorities to help them. And that's our goal. This first investigation kind of we landed on a whim, really. We told people that we were going to start investigating, and obviously everybody started shooting out, oh, you should investigate this place or investigate that place or break into this place and investigate it, but we're not going to do all that. We did get approached though by a very concerned employee at a local warehouse here in Laredo being that it's still operational and people go to work Monday through Friday, we can't disclose the exact location of it, but it is our first spot and our first investigation. And truly, we went into it not expecting anything. I mean, all they really said was that it had a history and that when the lights are off, they see things. But you put somebody in the dark long enough, you're gonna see a ton of things. So we thought, why not? We'll investigate it. At the very least, we can practice how to investigate a location. We can test out our equipment, and there might be an off chance where we catch something. For this investigation, we really didn't have much. We actually didn't have anything. We had an EMF meter and a spirit box. Starting out, I wasn't sure how this was going to go. I didn't want to overly invest, and I didn't want to buy something that is extremely expensive and then it doesn't even work. So we figured that if there was truly activity to be experienced, an EMF and a spirit box would be good enough. So this location that we're investigating, some of the claims were that people would see things kind of like poking out behind pallets or product that they store there. Like I said, it's an actual operational warehouse, so things are coming in and out almost daily. If you've never been inside of a warehouse, there's a ton of stuff there. And a lot of the times that stuff will block or cause you to go around product. And the people that have to turn off the lights at the end of the day usually have a very long walk to get to the light switch and a very long walk back, but in total darkness. And they were saying that in this darkness, they would see shadow figures walking across the pathways or peeking behind the pallets. There was even a reported case where somebody was walking during the day and heard something call out to them with a ch-ch. When he turned around, he said that he saw something kind of 3/4 leaning out of the pallet, and when he made eye contact with it, because it didn't really have a face, it just hid back behind the pallet. That individual quit that day and he never went back to work. He was positive that that happened. It could have all just been in head. You put somebody in the dark long enough, they're gonna start seeing things. But regardless, we went into it with an open mind just to see if we'd experience anything. When we got there, we did our initial walkthrough, and on top of that, we were just kind of checking out cell service because we did do this investigation live for people to watch and experience with us. Mostly the entirety of it was live. We saw, pretty much where stuff happened, and it wasn't until we were on location that they told us the story of why they think that place would have some activity. So in the 80s, there was an individual who was murdered there. Accidentally, of course, but he was killed by the actions of somebody else. So the story goes that they were offloading these 2-ton bags of dry milk or powdered milk from train cars. He was just guiding the forklift driver as he was unloading as to where to put the bags. Unfortunately, one of those times the forklift driver didn't properly hook on to the bag, and so the weight shifted, it fell on the individual, and he was crushed by it. It took a while for them to get the bag off of him, and when they did, they put him inside a restroom while they waited for ambulances and police officers to get there and try to save his life. Unfortunately, emergency services didn't get there in time, and he passed away inside of a restroom. That's where we wanted to go right off the bat. I wanted to check out this restroom. I wanted to see it for myself. The person that was guiding us explained that that specific restroom is open and it's operational, but nobody goes in it. And you can tell because it looks pretty much abandoned. It's pretty dank and gross. I knew that I was going to put myself in there with the spirit box to try and communicate with the individual who supposedly passed away in this restroom.
Pretty intimidating because it's huge. But being in there in the dark and it's a maze, that was probably the scariest part to me of getting lost in there. But hearing actual stuff come through on spirit boxes and stuff, it was crazy. You kind of sit there and wonder like, oh shit, I'm actually here right now and I'm actually doing this. So it's interesting.
During our initial walkthrough, it's kind of a trek because they had a bunch of product there and you had to walk around it, and some of the little pathways were very narrow. It wasn't the best, feeling walking in between all those things or all those pallets of product, because pretty much in between each one was a little crevice where something could be hiding, and it was pitch black. I mean, all the lights were off. There was nothing to light our way other than my phone screen. Thankfully, cell service was fine. We set up ourselves and we started our investigation. My camera on the cosign, bro. Come on. All right. Where were we? Let's hope there's not too much interference here. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. I really don't think the EMF is for this place. We started near the restroom where the incident had happened, but we just kind of set ourselves down on top of a giant roll of something and turned on the spirit box. We were going to try and have EMF on the whole time. Unfortunately, the building was all concrete. There's a bunch of exposed wiring everywhere. So it was just going off the charts. We couldn't establish a baseline. So there was no way for us to use that accurately during this investigation. So we decided to not use it and just go with the spirit box. ¿Qué es tu nombre? ¿Me puedes decir tu nombre? Lalo? I thought I heard Lalo.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh.
¿Tu nombre es Lalo? After the Lalo response, we really weren't getting anything. So I told Violet and the other investigators that I wanted to go off alone, or I actually wanted them to go off alone. But they didn't really feel comfortable because it was kind of a maze there. So I took off by myself. Sounds absolutely terrifying when I show you this quick pan over of what it looks like. No te vengo a hacer daño, solamente vengo a hablar. When I finally did find the spot to kind of set up and just ask questions, I didn't really get responses at first. I was asking the chat, because we were live, see if I should ask anything specific. A lot of people were asking me to ask what its age was, when they died, stuff like that. I was getting some responses, and it wasn't until I heard that voice that said Lalo initially come up again that I started really feeling like we might be experiencing something. I asked a few questions. I wasn't getting any responses. So I was about ready to head back to the girls. So I pick up the spirit box and I walk past a section that was enclosed by material but still had an opening. And I hear the spirit box say "there" when I looked towards it. So I interpreted that as, go in there. So I did. Aquí. But I heard it say aquí. As I looked into here. ¿Quieres que entre ahí? Aquí estoy. ¿Vas a venir a hablar conmigo? Try and hold it lower. I feel like when I pick it up is when it starts getting the and you see the thing is that you can remove the FM antennas on this, but the AM antennas you really can't. So there's still sort of an antenna on here. Put it on the floor. Okay, that's right, I can't do it. Voy a sentar aquí contigo. Aquí estoy. ¿Por qué querías que me sentara aquí? ¿Me puedes decir tu nombre? Tengo miedo, ¿qué dice ahí? Tengo miedo. ¿A qué le tienes miedo? ¿Me tienes miedo a mí? What did it say? That was like a full sentence. Me llamo Jesús. I just heard, who is this? Wow, that was loud. My name's Jesus. Lalo, are you here? The fuck was that? Did I just say C? Is your name Lalo? He just said Lalo again. Did you ask me to come in here? I'm sitting down. We can talk if you want. He just said yeah. I just heard something different say hello. Did it just say fuck you? Is there someone else with you, Lalo? I don't like the sound of that one. I've heard that a few times. It just sounds too warbled to be comfortable. Who am I talking to? That just said Lalo again. No, bro, there's another voice there that I don't like. You guys want to start making your way back over here? I want to see if it's because I'm alone. Do you want me to stay alone? Can you give me a sign that you're here? Can you make a noise? What the fuck was that? Yo? Did it just say yo? Did it just say don't get scared? That's the same voice. After a while, you know, I started getting some voices coming through that were a little low. They kind of sounded growly. And then you can hear a train start to go by because we're right next to a railroad. So I decided to go back to the girls and, you know, regroup. It was really hot in there. I mean, it's a warehouse. There's no AC. There's no anything. So being in there that whole time we were starting to get sweaty. So we were about at the point where we were thinking of wrapping it up. So I asked the girls if they wanted to come with me into the restroom. They didn't want to, so I just went in by myself.
The restroom was pretty gross. The restroom was pretty gross, and I did not want to be in there. It really did look like someone died in there and they left it like that, and I was not trying to go inside the restroom. Just knowing that we were there right next to where someone died and where people experience all of those things, you get a little scared. Then once we were investigating the restroom, all of my fears of something's in there, something was in there.
Restroom reveal? Pretty gross. Smells gross. Floor looks gross. But this is the restroom where they supposedly laid him down after the bag crushed him while they waited for the ambulance, and he didn't make it. He passed away. It's pretty unkempt. I'm not gonna show you the toilet because it's pretty gross. And I really don't know where the fuck to put down the Spirit box, if we're gonna do one last spirit box session, because this is pretty gross. And there's no paper towels. Are there? No, there's no paper towel. The trash bag. Should I touch stuff? Should I be touching stuff? Chat? Pots. Touch stuff? Get Hep C? Or something? Anybody behind the door? No. Alright. Oh, there's a piece of cardboard. Bless you. There is a piece of cardboard. Anything behind the cardboard? No. Let me see if I can, I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way. I figured it out, there's a way. Alright. Fold this in half. Then we grab it from the part that didn't touch the ground. We're gonna makeshift a table. Hell yeah. Mexican ingenuity right there, boys. Can I get a clap in the chat, please? Clapper. Figuring that one out. Okay, it's really hot. Alright. We're not only fighting ghosts, we're fighting delirium. Dehydration. Lalo, you got some water? Okay. Duck Club, thank you for the follow. I shouldn't be doing that right now, but we're setting up. I'm taking the time. Touch everything in there? No. Mosquitoes, we're indoors, bro. Alright. Wow, that sounded like a lady. The one that said she was scared. Who am I speaking with? ¿Con quién estoy hablando? That's it, Lalo. Lalo, is it okay that I'm here? No way. That was the clearest Monday I've ever heard. Lalo, ¿me puedes decir cuántos años tienes? ¿Quieres que me vaya de aquí? Guys, ¿Puedo estar aquí hablando contigo? There's that voice again, the deep one. Close is in here with me. No quiero hablar con nadie más, solamente Lalo. Lalo, ¿puedes hacer un ruido? Mostrarme que estás aquí. ¿Te dice nombre? There's that woman again, dude. I hear Lalo, a woman, and a deep voice. Lalo, dame una seña que estás aquí conmigo. ¿Cómo? Haz un ruido. Lalo, ¿me puedes ver? ¿Estás aquí a un lado de mí? ¿Me puedes decir qué color es mi camiseta? Dude, what is that? ¿Qué color son mis tenis, Lalo? ¿Tienes 6 zapatos? ¿Qué tengo puesto en mi ca- That was so loud. It's a vete. It's a... Lalo, ¿ya quieres que me vaya? I think it's genuinely freezing because there's so much. I'm sweating, but it feels really cold in me. I think it just said vete again. I don't really with the spirit, so ya me voy, Lalo. Gracias por haber hablado con.
The responses were crazy. It's almost like not real to hear actual responses that are intelligent and like actually responding to questions in a timely way, and to hear them so loud and like so clearly hear them like saying things, it was just insane to hear that in person. And we're not even in the restroom, we're outside of the restroom, and you can still hear that very loud and very clear. We were able to see everything that was going on from our phones, so we were watching the stream while Jesus was in the restroom. And to see how the cameras start like going blurry and turning pink and doing crazy things, you can just tell that it was not getting comfortable in there at all. And it was a little concerning to hear things keep telling you to leave. It was kind of like an accomplishment, I guess. It felt like, okay, we're still alive and we're still here and we were able to do that. And it gives you like, okay, I want to do it again.
I think this first investigation, while we thought it was going to be kind of like a training exercise or a trial run for us, it turned out to be a question into the world of the paranormal. Kind of like us asking if it was going to welcome us. I think we got our answer. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We encourage you guys to share any thoughts or interpretations you had about the evidence that we presented in the comment section below. We firmly believe that every perspective contributes to a deeper understanding of the paranormal, and we'd love to hear your insights. And if you think your house or a location you know is haunted, please feel free to reach out to us using the email below. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.